Hello everybody, welcome to another unboxing video for Say What magazine and KIWIdesign, designers and manufacturers of quality VR accessories for the MetaQuest series. So this time we are doing the version 2 silent VR cables, or cable management system actually. English as a second language, packaging designers. So it is a retractable ceiling cable management system using spring-loaded pulleys, a distance stopper and a multifaceted cable attachment system. So let's have a look what you get in the box. Yes, I am doing this upside down again because of how I've got to put the camera. So in the box we have the 3 cable pulleys, each in their own packaging. We have some self-adhesive hooks, which can be used in partnership with or instead of screw-in hooks with drywall plugs, and a small Allen key for adjusting the cable stop. So we know that what these are. I'm going to put these two out of the way. We're going to work with just the one pulley. Ta-da! Okay, first off I'm going to explain about the hooks because I want to get these out of the way. You have a number of options. For those of you who have drywall ceilings or plaster ceilings or any sort of particulate board that is very frangible, will break away very easily. Think plaster of Paris. If you just drive a hook into that, all you're going to do is pull a lot of plaster out, leave nothing behind for the threads to grip on, and as soon as they take any reasonable amount of load, they're just going to pull free. So what you do is you make a pilot hole, you jam a plug in there, and then you screw the hook into the plug. Now what happens is the plug itself is tapered, but so is the hole inside. As the mostly solidly evenly thick, the relatively straight edges of the hook will drive into this tapered hole and cause the nose of this to expand. Now what you get with that is, so if you think about that as your ceiling, pretend this is rubbish drywall type plaster of Paris board. The plug will go through, the hook will drive out into it, and the nose will expand larger than the diameter of the hole. And that forms an anchor so that the hook will not pull free. The hook is bound to that, that is locked on both sides of the board, and you have a secure mount. Now, if you have natural wood or even laminate ceilings, not many out there, I agree, but there are some places that do. You can just drive a hook straight in there. I mean, if you've got ceiling beams, exposed ceiling beams, just drive a hook straight in, don't worry about the plugs. They're very handy to have. It is an excellent little bonus feature for them to include, but it's really not ideal for putting any load on. Personally, in that situation, I would use the adhesive hooks. So they have an adhesive backing on a very large backing plate, which is quite flexible. It's well bonded to the base plate of the hook and of course the hook itself. So you put that on your ceiling, stick. Pro tip, don't apply these and then dive straight into gaming. Do it the day before, leave them overnight. The adhesive needs time to fully bond and cure, which is what gives you your grip. The adhesive combined with the large surface area will give you an excellent grip, but only if you give it time to do its job. Once it has done its job, of course, you take your pulley and just ta-da, and there you have it. If you have a long distance to cover, like if you've got one of the 5-meter extension cables that KIWIdesign make, you might want to end up using both sets of hooks just to give you the distance and the range. So there is that. So let's get these out of the way now. And we are left with the pulley and the Allen key, the mysterious Allen key. So what's the deal with the Allen key? Well, yeah, let me just clear my workspace. And I'm just going to pop that here for later. So there we go. So what we have inside this little rubber buffer piece with its very well designed concertina shock absorber, so if you happen to duck down and then jump in combat, this could in theory snap back. Ow! That bit whacked my finger. But that's a lot of impact, so having that little concertina area there provides a good buffer which allows the spring inside to absorb that sudden impact stop impact without, really suffering. It's particularly important if you've ever owned a tape measure and run it out for 2 or 3 meters and then released the tension lock and it snaps back. After about 6 or 7 times, the spring disengages from the hub and suddenly your tape measure doesn't retract anymore. Same thing. That just offers a little bit of shock absorption. But inside it is a little metal little metal piece, and inside that metal piece is a threaded hole inside which is a small grub screw. Now if you don't know what a grub screw is, think of a piece of a screw with the point cut off and then cut somewhere off, so a cylinder with a thread around the outside, and on one end they make a little hexagonal hole the same size as this Allen key. And what that allows you to do is to adjust this so that when this is hanging on your ceiling, you can say, I want my cable to be sitting that far below the ceiling and be able to go lower, but I don't want it to go any higher, because if it does, it's going to pull on the headset. And trust me, you do not want to be playing and suddenly get jerked back by your headset being locked in place by the cables. So once you've set your distance, wind that grub screw down. Don't wind it too tight. It doesn't need to be squeezing the life out of the cable. It just needs to have a good grip on it. And then you can pop that little protective cover back on. Blink. Which is quite possibly the most difficult part of the entire operation, I must say. It does a great job of covering that up to the point where if you take it off, it doesn't really like getting back on. But there we have it. Doink, doink, doink. Ta-da! That will keep the cables well and truly out of your way, allow you to move, allow you to duck, allow you to dodge to the side, and then bring the cable back to a nice comfortable position. And speaking of the cables, the mounting system, or the attachment point. I call it the head. 3 holes will allow you to put this into various locations. So you want it really tight, bit loose, really loose. Translation, 1 cable, 2 to 3 cables, 3 to 4 cables, or 2 to 4 cables with a lot of play in them. Let me explain what I mean by that. So, 1 cable, bottom hole, maximum pressure. That does not want to move. It will move if I really put a bit of pressure on it, but it locks up there and stays there. Meaning that when the cable is being pulled around, it's always going to go back to a known location. Okay. Now I have spoken to a couple of people on some VR forums on Discord who say they actually like the cable to have a bit of play in this area. So they will quite often use 1 cable, 2nd hole. it will hold the cable quite nicely, but it will allow a bit of play. Personally, I don't see the point in that. After a while, you're going to end up with gaps, the gaps between cables, where the cable is stretched tight between two of them, but between 2 and 3 it's hanging loose. And that just strikes me as a bit stupid, really. Not stupid person, not stupid decision, just it doesn't make any rational sense to me, and so I label it stupid. Please don't take offence at that if that's your thing. You know, your game, your space, your gear, your choice. Fully respect that. For me, it would drive me nuts. But I won't go into the details. This is one of KIWIdesign's enhanced link cables. It has a signal booster built in here, so that over the 5-meter length of it, you still end up with excellent signal strength at this end, because this end is boosted. But I find it does affect charging a bit. And since I've got the KIWIdesign battery strap, on the very few occasions when I do tethering, I run a secondary cable that carries power to the battery strap. The battery provides power to the head unit, and this provides the link as well, if it's needed. Of course, there's only one USB 3 plug on the headset, so I do have to swap them out. But because of the little cable clip on the headset that comes with most of the KIWIdesign head straps, I can have 2 cables, have the plugs right where I need them, and can swap them over very quickly and easily. So that is when I would switch to the second hole, when I have a second cable. So just for the sake of illustration, boink, 2 cables, nice and secure. Ta-da! I know one guy, he has 2 headsets that he connects to his PC. He also runs a power cable and a link cable. So he needs 4 cables. And there is a point where all 4 cables can run together before they split off into 2 pairs. So I know for him, I think he says he does them in a 2x2 grid. And that third locking hole there, it's a little bit awkward, but it does an excellent job of holding 4 cables quite securely. And it doesn't go anywhere. So there we have it. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this, folks. Mounting these is actually incredibly easy as long as you think about the materials you're attaching to and you're smart about the attachment method you use. Again, drywall or fiberboard ceilings, you're going to need to use the adhesive, or you're going to need to use the plugs. Honestly, if you can't drive a bare hook into it, use the adhesive. You will find you get a much better result, you get a much cleaner finish, and you don't drive holes into your ceiling unnecessarily, which are more than likely going to tear free at some point and quite possibly pull down a fist-size hole of your ceiling with it. Thank you very much to KIWIdesign for providing this 3-pack for my write-up and this video. I will be giving away 5 3-packs in the new year. This will all be in the January issue of Say What magazine. I'll put a link down the bottom for you. I'm recording this prior to Christmas, so Merry Christmas everybody. Hope you have a great festive season surrounded by family, friends and fun. Oh, before I forget, these come in 2 different packs, 3 packs and 6 packs. 6 packs are great if you have lots of cables or multiple cable bays. It works out cheaper than buying 2 3-packs. And both packs are available in black and white. KIWIdesign informed me that the white is the most popular item purchased. So if white pulleys is your thing, to blend in a little bit more with white ceilings, do be sure to order them quickly, because they are selling out fast at the moment, and with the warehouses and production factories going to be having a bit of a holiday, You either get them now, or you probably won't see them before late January, early February. But if you can put up with black, or you're like me and will probably spray paint these white, then, you know, get stuck in. Grab them while you can. There we have it. Have a great new year. See you in 2023. Live long and prosper. Find your adventure. Cheers, guys.